7 stocks that you would invest in if you couldn't invest in a Magnificent 7.
Listen, I read every comment too, Rashad. So I'm tired of it. All you talk about is Apple, Microsoft, and you don't hear Nvidia shit anymore. Okay, I got you. If I couldn't invest in those and I was pigeonholed, I would do Eli Lilly. I would do Novo, which is ticker NVO. I would do Google third. I would do Tesla S fourth. I would do MSCI, which is Morgan Stanley's capital group. And then I would do NVIDIA as my 6th pick. So Eli Lilly, Novo, Google, Tesla, MSCI, and NVIDIA would be the 6 that I would invest in. I wish I had a 7. I'll probably go with like VTH.
Who's your Magnificent 7? You got Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta. Is it NVIDIA in there?
Yeah, but I called NVIDIA before it was like they said it was Magnificent.
Change the goalposts. Okay, got you. Got you.
I mean, if they're gonna say soft landing and we're not in a recession, then I'm gonna move my goal line, a goalpost a little bit. Yeah. So I'm gonna play how they play.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still. I would throw in. I'll throw in Taiwan semi. I'm still gonna throw it in. I think long term.
Taiwan is like, listen, I'm going to be clear. If they ever get out of that geopolitical fight that they have with China and trying to take them over, that would be the number 1 stock in the market, period.
Yeah.
Hands down. Without a question.
Yeah. What about any of the payment processors? Visa, MasterCard?
Visa, I like. I still like Tesla better. I like Lilly better. NVIDIA better. But across the board, like the business profit margins, amazing. So 51% operating margin is 64%, return on assets is 19%, market cap of 447 billion. Like it's almost a perfect company. Yeah. They just don't have like any software hardware attached.
Another company, especially if we're talking about consumer spending that we don't mention enough. I mean, we talk about him, the CEO, because he's one of the wealthiest men in the world, 1 or 2. LVMH.
Right. I was thinking about putting that on there. Yeah.
We had a great conversation with some people from over there about profit margins.
They matter, right? Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, I mean the portfolio is so vast that it feels like the profit is coming from a number of the companies out there out of the portfolio, when it really can just boil down to maybe 9 or 10 of the companies can, by themselves be there independent and add a large amount of revenue for the business. So
they are almost an index in themselves, sort of like Apple. Yeah, LVMH is almost an index inside of one company as well.
Yeah,
they own the entire.
That would be a good way to look at it.
Yeah,
right. I would like if this is a consumer discretionary index or ETF like this, it has all the companies inside of it.
Yeah, their moat is we have every luxury brand that matters, and the ones that are not a part of us, they fell in valuation. Versace is hanging on by a thread, no pun intended.
I like that. Well played. Well played.
Yeah. So let's talk about. Well, give you a quick update on Freedom Fund. So if you're interested, so they obviously. We covered it last week. Arian was on, and they went to court Tuesday after the show, and they had a victory. And then Saturday, that victory got overturned. So as it stands right now, the grant program that they had to fund Black women businesses, $20,000 to Black women businesses, has been put on pause. Applications have been halted. So that program is currently halted until they make a final decision, or I guess they're going to keep going to court until they get to the Supreme Court, and have a Supreme Court verdict on this situation. They was telling us that was Edward Bloom's plan all along. They keep fighting, no matter if he lost, just keep fighting to get to the Supreme Court. That's what he did with affirmative action, and then once the Supreme Court makes a decision, then that's the final decision.
Yeah, and that was part of the discussion that we had. It's like when it gets to the Supreme Court, how many of the justices lean to a conservative favor? which is not going to work in their favor. So right now, it's going through the appeals court. Victory Tuesday, like you said, Saturday, not so much good news, but this is part of the process. And they kind of anticipated this, that they would appeal the decision, and that's where they're at now. But the closer it gets to the Supreme Court, the more dangerous it becomes. Because again, when you look at who put the justices in place, and we know that our former president was able to put, I think, he had 3 put in office?
Yeah, I believe so. I think 3.
3, all conservative.
Yes, I checked that.
It's going to be tough to get that passed.
And I've said it like this is really important, because if we do not have a vehicle for funding, our fight stops at the retail side. Like, we really need to be able to get access to capital to build businesses, build infrastructure. We need to get in private equity. We need to get an angel into VC. So we're getting the scraps. Even though long-term investing is key, we really need to be able to be a part of the entire financial infrastructure and ecosystem that there is from the ground up. And if they stop this, and then some of our best and brightest, like Pinky, if she wouldn't have gotten funding, where would the business be? And I think that they're trying to stop us, even though we are the most creative people I feel on the planet. They're trying to stop us from getting the funding to then become a multi-billion dollar brand. And I think it's time that we do that at a scale. So please support her. This fight is very, very important, because if we lose this battle, it's going to set us back probably 50 years and move that 2053 update a lot faster.
All right. We will monitor the situation